Hi everyone, my name is Waheed. I am the founder of Consult to Manage, a leading ERP and CRM consultancy business. So today's video is about the Zoho Creator app building, that the series we are going through. And today's video is very specific about the planning, how to do the Zoho Creator planning, and what's the difference between when you plan for a particular tool. Obviously, you should know where to start from, what to cover and what not to cover, where to spend energy in building up the portfolio or building up the resource. So today we will be going through some of the key things, some of the key topics which are very, very important in terms of understanding the Zoho Creator process. So let's don't waste any more time. Let's get started, and I will be sharing a presentation with you. Okay. So achievements and experiences. This is a bit about myself. I'm a Zoho Creator certified developer. I'm a Salesforce certified administrator. I'm a HubSpot official partner, and I have a solution expertise on Zoho, HubSpot, Power Platform, NetSuite, Microsoft Power Platform, obviously, and then Marketo, Salesforce, Odoo, ERP, and SIP. This is something generic, and you can also learn more about me on my LinkedIn profile. So agenda 4 is the planning for Zoho Creator. So there are some key steps that every ERP and CRM, whenever it rolled out into the market, before doing all that, before getting or implementing or moving the ERP or CRM into production, there are some key steps that you need to follow. Obviously, the people who have worked in the industry, they already know these processes. But just to understand or give you an understanding of how this process works is discovery, planning, execution, training, testing, go live, and post go live. So today's topic would be about the planning part. Okay, so we will be planning about the Zoho Creator app. So when we say Zoho Creator, what are the three key things that we should be asking question for, or we should be focusing on? The first one is, what is the user flow? Who the user is, what the access is, what that user needs to do in the system. Then what modules are involved. By module, I mean to say what are actionable forms that are involved in the system, and who are the stakeholders, and what are the different user types that are used in the system. So this is a bit of the idea that we will be going through today. So now let's get back and let's get on to the process flow. So give you a glimpse of how exactly things are being done. So first of all, we have user management flow, which is user registration for the front end. We will be building up that, and for that we need to define what user profiles would be. At the moment in this application, we will be building two profiles. One is the user and one is the admin. And then we will have the feature of front-end user registration process. So when we have the front-end user registration process, what information do we want to store for the user? We want to store their email, name, phone number, profile, and access type. By access type, I mean to say what access type they need, because we will be defining profiles separately as users and admins, but we will also be defining access type as picking job, picker, packer, or shipping department user. So we will define those names when we get to that point. And then we have the order flow process. So in the order process, the user will create order. Okay, the users who have the access type of order creation, they will be able to create the order. And once they do create the order form will have order number, order status, order description, order type, order carrier, and order item. So then within the order, there will be three other forms like item, carrier, and order type that would be linked back to order. Okay, so we will be linking them. There will be total of one major form, parent form, and then will be three child forms to link to the order form. Okay, and then based on the order form, we will create different types of reports. That would be approval reports, pick reports, pack reports, ship reports, and external data base with the system ID. So we will, once the ship job is done, obviously, then what we're gonna do is we will be at the point where we got this order from the user or from the external system through an API. We will just at the end update an external system with the order status with their shipping ID number and these type of details, right? And that's why we are defining a carrier, because carrier would be available when we get to the shipping stage. So we were just using major one form because this application would be a very basic to give you guys an idea how the application really works, what key factors are involved in it, and how to make changes or modify. Because obviously when you start working on the application, there will be stages or there will be points, and there will be requirements from your company end or from your end in terms of building the process. So obviously this is a very base level application, but everything that you see is very, very much modifiable, expandable in terms of flow process. Okay, so once we are done with this, before we even get to this point, and once we like build up this whole application stuff, one thing which is very important, which will be the key things, would be the generating the authentication token. So people who are not aware of authentication tokens are auth 2.0 is the requirement for Zoho, which is required to connect to Zoho by any external system. So that means that you have to create authentication token in Zoho so that you can connect an external system to Zoho. So as we said that we will be doing an API connection through we might use Postman. So we will decide moving forward. We will do that, and we will basically get or fetch orders from Postman through, once we have this process done, which is basically registering the application, getting the access code, then using that access code, the refresh token, and using that refresh token to generate the authentication code that we will use to send out the orders to this application. So this is pretty straightforward thing. Might be not that straightforward for you, but we will go through it. Obviously, if you're not aware of how to create authentication tokens for Zoho, don't worry. We will be having a separate session, just one whole session, just how to create authentication in Zoho, and then we will be building up this schema of order flow in Zoho. So this was it for the today's explanatory session of how we should be doing the planning. We should, first of all, because the whole creator app is based on forms and reports, and there are other pages as well, but the main character or the main thing that differentiate or make a difference in Zoho Creator is basically forms and reports. Okay, so first of all, you should be aware of what modules, by means what forms are needed, what reports, I mean to say, what would you be doing with that data once you start or you have the input in terms of forms. What would you be doing with that record of the data? So you can create different type of reports. We have discussed the types of reports in the previous video in very detail. If you haven't watched that, do watch that, and then you will be able to get a clear idea on what is basically reports and why they are used. And then we will obviously be creating pages, but the pages are not defined here because they are not of the plan. Although they should be part of the planning, but we haven't planned them out because it's a very basic application. So we will just be using some drag and drop pages to give you an idea how to create pages moving forward. But the base level of this application is that what is the user management flow? You can see it. Then we have the order flow process. You can get an idea that there will be a main order phase. And then we have the authentication process of connecting Zoho Creator to an external system, and from an external system. Both the cases will be covered here. So that was it for today. Hope you liked the video. If you did, do subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next video, because the next video we will be starting building up a hands-on schema of what you are just seeing here. We'll be building that inside Zoho Creator, and yeah, stay tuned. Looking forward to get this session very helpful and guiding for you guys. Thank you very much.